name's Julian DeSanti, Vice President with Paragon Advanced Laboratories. And having helped start and working in asset management over the past 17 plus years, I really do understand the various challenges that investors and portfolio managers face, especially when trying to pick a sector, a stock, or even a project. And so today what I'll do is I'll take you through our business and the disruptive technology that we've embraced. But before I do, I think there's a few things that I'd like you to walk away from this with, and that is that we are a growing business, growing rapidly, with profitability in the near term over the next 12 months. We're also incredibly well capitalized, and you get to invest alongside the likes of Eric Sprott and other mining Hall of Famers, as you'd call them. And you really get access to mining without investing in a mining company. So this is a picks and shovels business that provides services to the mining companies. So when you think of Levi Strauss, he didn't make his millions by actually mining for gold in the 1850s. He made his millions from selling jeans to the miners. That's effectively what we're doing. A little bit about Paragon Advanced. So our plan is to deploy, and we're in the process of deploying, the world's largest commercially available fleet of photon assay units by the end of 2026. This addresses global bottlenecks in the mining testing space, and it really disrupts the existing traditional fire assay, which is a 2,000-year-old technology that hasn't really changed much. So photon assay, what is it? It's, well, a sample goes into one of these. It looks like a face cream jar. And it is effectively, it's a non-destructive, rapid, and more cost-effective way to get an assay result or a test result that'll indicate what kind of mineralization is in any particular mine project or exploration project. There's a larger, more representative sample size, so you really do get better quality data and better decision-making as a result. And because it's faster, a lot of the mine sites and drill sites, they actually get to direct their drills in places that get them results and effectively deliver more resource based on their properties. So as Trevor alluded to, in a couple of weeks, we will be public, and we raised about $10 million in an equity financing RTO at the end of April. And what we've done is we've actually just raised another 6, I think, the other day. So that's we are very well capitalized, as I mentioned. But what this does, it gives us a platform to execute on rolling out these machines all across the globe. Currently, we have 3 in operation, 1 here in Surrey, BC, another one in Hamilton, Ontario, and our 3rd and sort of flagship laboratory location in Reno, Nevada. We also have a significant pipeline of customer opportunities, large and small, throughout North America, Europe, South America, and so it's really helped with our business plan, and I'll share a bit more of that in a few moments. I won't spend much time on our board of directors, but all to say that these are very well respected and very well educated industry professionals and capital markets professionals. They've got some great connections that have helped us grow our business and our customer base, so really happy to have them as part of our board. And our technical team. We've got the best technical team that can not only set up, but also operate these laboratories anywhere in the world through jurisdictions and places that none of us ever really want to visit. And then there's myself, and I'm sort of head of business development for our business. As I mentioned, capital structure, it's pretty healthy. We've got only a little bit of debt and 26 million shares outstanding. We'll open up with a market cap of 50 million. And again, what we plan on doing is rolling out, in addition to the 3 machines that we've already got, we have a 4th being constructed in Durango, Mexico. I'll show you a little bit clearer here. Durango, Mexico, and then we've got plans to deploy in Chile, Peru, Scandinavia, particularly in Sweden. I was there myself to actually lease the space and get all the specifications set up and government regulations and everything else done. South America 3, that is effectively Argentina. That might happen a little faster than not. And the Middle East, there's quite a bit of opportunity in the Emirates as well as Saudi Arabia, and so that'll be our 9th machine. Southern Europe, also a hotbed for quite a bit of mining, and rest of the world, well, that kind of means Turkey and sort of some of those Asian jurisdictions. I won't bore you with the details on 43101 and JORC, but all of this is to say that the technology is very widely accepted by the mining professionals, and it's really at sort of the crest of the wave because it was initially accepted mostly in Australia where it was created, and has now started to make its waves in North America and South America as well. So we're really right at the forefront of deployment. As I mentioned, it's very widely accepted. So McEwen Mining, they're already a really great customer of ours, and they send samples to our Hamilton facility as well as our Reno facility, anywhere that they're close to operating. And it's already been incredibly accepted by Barrick Gold. So they have their own machines that they lease through Chrysos and MSA Labs. And a lot of the other juniors are starting to really pick up on this as well. Again, there are some very key benefits to photon assay, which is the time that it takes to prepare a sample and the time that it takes to analyze a sample, and giving the geologists and VPs of exploration information in a much quicker and also a cleaner way. Fire assay is a fairly dirty process and requires a lot of lead, and it's very manually laborious, and you actually don't get to test as many samples per day as you can with a photon assay unit. This is sort of a real world example. So this is initially from Barrick. What this shows, and I won't again bore you with the details, but FA1 to FA7 is what's called a fire assay to extinction, where effectively you take what would be in here and you melt it down 7 times to effectively get your gold grade, whereas you could just take one of these, put it in our machine, and 2 minutes later you have the same result. So it's about 6 times more cost effective to use photon assay. And you get the same result, or a very similar accuracy to what you would with the traditional method. Again, industry adoption's continuing to grow, which is beneficial for us. And really, the technology is poised to displace fire assay, but the reality is, by the end of next year, only 60 machines will be in operation. We will be operating 20% of those, and they only manufacture 21 machines per year. So it'll take another 10 years to be able to effectively displace fire assay. And it's, not to allude to the current gold price, but global fire assay already has a $5 billion total addressable market, or TAM. $3.5 billion of that is in exploration drilling, and the other $1.5 billion is in what's called grade control or production. And we get to address both of those in an expeditious fashion. As I mentioned, there's a constrained supply, so we've got the next 9 machines on order, or 8 rather, because the 4th is already being constructed. We're waiting for one more component in Mexico, and that'll be operational in the next 2 months. So what does it test for? Well, generally it tests for gold. That's the main specific element that this particular technology was created for, but it also does test silver and copper, and our partners at Chrysos are now expanding to look at testing for other metals. Zinc is a popular one, lead is another popular one, selenium, bromine. There's really an endless number of possibilities for us to expand the total addressable market for this technology. And I know everyone's sort of more interested. It's great to have investors that are not necessarily mining investors, because this is sort of where the rubber hits the road. As I mentioned, we've got 3 machines in operation. The most recent one started in June. And this is the unit economics per photon assay laboratory. So if we assume an 80% capacity utilization, where a machine can actually process 40,000 samples a month, which is pretty remarkable. If we were to assume 32,000 samples a month at a cost of $20, that's generally what we charge for a photon assay, and it's very comparable to what someone would pay for a fire assay. We pay a royalty to Chrysos, so we lease the machine, we pay a royalty to them, and that's $8 a sample. Anything above that it's net to us, and so that's really appealing, especially when you get these machines flowing with more volume. Each one of them can produce anywhere from $5 to $6 million in EBITDA alone each year. So I know Wayne mentioned this morning that our Reno facility is already at $2.5 million, and Surrey is almost break even, and our Hamilton facility is already break even and just on the cusp of profitability. So things are going really well, and we're executing, as we said, on our business plan. So things have come along really well. Yeah, the base case financials, I mean, our revenues, what we estimate in year one is about 32 million. And yeah, that's with a 45% compound annual growth rate. So the key is really getting the mining companies to send us more samples. And we do that through a combination of two different things. As I mentioned, production is a really great sort of addressable market for us, because we can get what we would call anchor tenants. For example, McEwen Mining in Ontario, they'll send us anywhere from 5,000 to 7,000 samples a month. That's just for grade control. Plus we bring in exploration drilling samples, and we get other programs coming in. So the ability to scale is really incredible, and it's happening in real time. And then the market comparables. So we're not the first mining assay business. We won't be the first publicly listed one either. This is just to give you a sense of what our competitors or comparables would trade at. None of them will have the same degree of machines in operation commercially as we will. MSA is going to be our only sort of competitor ahead of us, but those machines are mostly slated for Barrick Gold and mine site operations. So this gives you a sense as to where we could be trading in the next year or so, and we're really excited for the future. So I'd like to open it up for any questions.